Where I see the role for an ICT or technology person is that there has been huge changes, rapid changes that have occurred within the last 30 years. For an IT person, the teacher needs to have greater specialisation with their skills, be it with particular software, be it with teaching in the classroom, being it looking at the curriculum in terms of what they teach. If you're going to be using the tools in the classroom with the students, your knowledge of the skills and of the tools needs to be really good. Therefore, if you're going to be using laptops, not only do you have to be familiar with the laptops, you need to be able to problem solve with the laptops. And if you're using particular software, you need to be able to answer their questions and help them get over the general housekeeping type questions that they'll come up with. Now, when you're using ICT, it needs to be for a purpose. Okay, it's part of the process to actually produce an item. It's not the end point of the item. By this I mean saying that the students are going to be making a PowerPoint is not the best use of the technology. Okay, if the child decides to use PowerPoint to produce a presentation, okay, they are using it as a tool. They're not using it as they're not using it as the end point. So therefore, it gives them a greater chance to actually show what they're using it for. Okay, teachers in different curriculum areas will have different uses for ICT. The people who are using it in technology would be using ICT in different areas to the people who would be using it in maths. Okay, the person in a maths classroom would have greater use of technology in terms of using calculators, and particularly graphics calculators if they're teaching in the senior year levels. Whereas you'll find that people who are in photography, etc., would be using different types of ICT. Now, okay, the ICT is part of the solution. It's not the solution. It's part of the process. It's not the only way to do things. So we still need to be aware of the pedagogy and the teaching practices that are going to be used. Now, in using, say, a constructivist model where the students are bringing along their prior knowledge and their skills, okay, that in a classroom you're going to find that with ICT, this is going to vary greatly as compared to other types of skills. Okay, like if we were in a wood technology or metal technology, where the range of skills is going to be much less. Okay, when you look at the computing skills and the computing backgrounds of the kids, is going to be much greater. Okay, and there will be lots of bad, I guess the word would be, skills that we want them to unlearn. We want to make sure that and help them to actually improve. Okay, so they're coming from a different background, they're coming from different levels. Okay, so what they're going to produce in the end is going to be different, but this is part of being the role of the teacher. Okay, you are setting the pathway, you are setting the structures for them to be involved with. Okay, but you have to understand that they're coming from a range of different skills and backgrounds. Within this whole thing, we need to then also include that there's also going to be an assessment component that's involved. Now, how is that assessment going to be used? Okay, and how does it work within a technology base? Okay, what sort of skills are we assessing? Are we assessing the use of the programs, or are we looking at the products that are produced using the programs, or how the students have actually learnt the programs? Okay, there's a range of different things that we can look at. Beginning teachers, okay, know your limitations. Okay, by that, okay, you need to be able to look and ask for help, for guidance. Okay, being aware that there may be students in the class who are more skilled in using the technology than you. They may not have the depth of knowledge that you have. They may not have the background knowledge that you have, but they come with their skill set. Okay, and And as a teacher, you need to be able to use that. Okay, try not to feel threatened by it, for lack of a better word. Okay, so don't take it, personally if the students are working with a skill set that's better than yours. Okay, it's you as the teacher are going to be acting more as a mentor. Okay, to make sure that the products that they're producing are meeting your requirements, not just the fact that they can use the software. Okay. Some of the major challenges. Okay, many people look at the person who's the ICT person as being the technician. Okay, and an ICT specialist is more than just a technician. They are a person who can provide leadership. They are a person who can provide skilling. Okay, so there's more to their role than just being the person who knows where the off button is. Okay, and how to cut and paste and how to print. Okay, their role is to guide. Okay, provide learning opportunities, not just to be the person they go to when things aren't working. In the classroom, it's a blurring of what was the traditional role. Okay, and for the teacher who comes from a non-technology background, okay, where the teacher was the centre of the learning in terms of using whiteboards, okay, and they were the giver of the information. When you have the IT, okay, it promotes a different atmosphere, it promotes a different learning styles. Okay, we're looking at things that are more connected. Okay, connected with other students in small groups, and might be connected with people who are outside of the classroom. Okay, so then it opens it up to being not only within the classroom structure, but within the school structure. Okay, and it's not only then stuck with learning occurring during normal lesson time or school time. Okay, the learning can continue at other times. Okay, when the teacher's not there. So this can be daunting for teachers. Okay, knowing that this is going on, that they are not the fountain of knowledge. Okay, they are just part of the process. Now, what I've seen and what my experience is that many of the strategies that people have used very successfully in the classroom, okay, that was based around a blackboard, do not transfer to a laptop type environment, okay, or an ICT rich environment. Okay, many of the things that they wanted to do required on every student working at the same time on the same thing. Okay, now this doesn't work in a ICT rich environment. Instead of asking questions that require direct answers or instant answers, okay, we now have the ability to ask questions that are more open-ended, okay, allow for greater learning and for a greater range of skills. Now, because we're working in that sort of environment, okay, the answers aren't going to be coming straight away. They're going to take time to be produced, to be developed and presented. Now, what are some of the rewarding aspects? Okay, because now what it provides the opportunity for the students to engage. There's more opportunity for them to show what they're learning, to show what skills they have, and to broaden their range of presentations. Okay, instead of just sitting down and doing a test, or just producing a model, or doing a prac, okay, we now can look at different types of productions being offered. They can, we can look at things produced in GarageBand or with QuickTime, okay, and other multimedia type materials. Okay. Okay. When I had the opportunity of managing computer networks at various schools, and it's gone from a simple extension of the blackboard in terms of every student sitting there doing the same thing at the same time, okay, and sitting around a cluster of computers, okay, all running the same program and producing the same results, to being more individual. All right, there is much greater flexibility. Okay, there's much greater student involvement in the process. For some teachers, they find this to be daunting. Okay, it can be challenging to their philosophies. Okay, but it's something that works better for the students in general. Okay, and there's a greater level of engagement that happens for them. Now, okay, firstly, I guess if we're looking at the thing about laptops with students, okay, where does the access occur and how does it occur? Not every student is going to have access to a laptop which they take home. Okay, it may be because of their age. Within a primary school type environment, it may be better if the laptops are installed at school. Okay, the school may not be in the financial position where it can buy a laptop and store a laptop for every student. Okay, so they will be sharing laptops. So these are types of issues that are being addressed. Okay, and because we are going through it for the first time, there is no quick answer to the problem. Okay, for those laptops where the students have access to taking them home, okay, there are many issues that are related to things like insurance. Okay, where does the parents' insurance policies fit in with school? Okay, what is the expectation for the school? What is the expectation for the government? The government has a role in this, okay, both at a technical level, okay, in terms of, say, purchasing software licenses, okay, providing an infrastructure, okay, they're helping the schools with the purchase of the hardware, but also in terms of supporting the teachers, in terms of T&D, okay, looking at good practices, okay, promoting opportunities. So there you go, mate, there's 2 pages in 15 minutes.
Beautiful.